So tell me, when was the last time you were really grateful about what you've got? Regardless if it was your physical health, mental health, it could be your friendships, relationships, what you do at work, the opportunities you have. Think about it. When was the last time you actually say, I'm grateful for what I have? Now, if you don't feel or you don't share or you don't think about being grateful, what happens is you forget to live the present moment, to realize that we do have a lot of amazing things in our lives. Now, I'm not saying that our lives are perfect. I'm just saying that it is important to feel that, okay, the day is doing great or not as great, but we always can be grateful about one thing. So today, I'm grateful about being able to go outside for a walk, even though it's -3 degrees and it's a beautiful day. Could it be a nicer day? Indeed. Could I be healthier? Indeed. Do I have other things to do? Yes, I do. On the other hand, if I don't take time to be grateful, if you don't take time to be grateful, how would you be able to notice the opportunities around you so that you can feel even more grateful? Because guess what? The more you're grateful with what you have, the more you'll be grateful when you have more. So if you're enjoying this message so far, don't forget to hesitate to subscribe to this channel. And in the descriptions below, you'll find a link where there's a worksheet, there's a little poster for you to remind you the steps on how to be grateful for what you have. So that brings us with some of the stories that I'd like to share with you on what does it mean to be grateful. Well, I was trying to figure out when was a good first story. And I figured I'd go back all the way when I was a teenager. And the first year I went to university. And guess what? I went to university in a different language than my first language. It was not easy at all. And you know what? After the first month or so, I was ready to quit. And guess what I did? I actually left the university, went back home, took the bus, went back home, and told my parents we had a week off so that I had to figure out, okay, I don't really want to do what I was doing. And guess what? With that week, I was able to say, okay, what am I grateful for? I was grateful for being able to attend McGill University. I was grateful for my parents supporting me. I was grateful for being able to learn. And therefore, after a week, I said, okay, I will jump back on the bus, went back to university, and did finish my degree. It's amazing. So this is, I think, one of the first time I remember to be grateful for what I had so that I could be more resilient to actually achieve what I wanted to achieve. Now, was it easy at that time? Not at all. But being grateful with what I had allowed me to give me the energy to go beyond. And these are the things that for you can think about. Because too often, people have something and then they just want more and they want more. But by forgetting to be grateful, what happened is you forget of what you have. You forget to actually, let's see if I can get a branch here. There you go. You forget that if you're grateful and you appreciate what you have, then it will be easier for you to appreciate other things. Okay, I had an idea. It was, oh yes, when something happens to you or you have something, find the time to celebrate. When you celebrate, you realize that by celebrating what you have, or you will notice that you are happy for the present time. The present moment will show you that you worked hard to get to where you are at, either taking care of your body, taking care of your mind, your soul. But by celebrating, you are actually telling yourself, I did this. I can be grateful for all my achievements that I've done so far, regardless if they're very small or very big. But the beauty is you are grateful for getting to the point you're at. Now, what is interesting is for you to say, okay, am I happy where, oops, look at these branches, my arm is getting tired. So let's see, I'm gonna do it this way, perfect. So the question is, do we want to say that we are great the way we are? Oh, that's a good question. I was listening to a small video clip from Jordan Peterson, and he was talking about that, how you can tell people you're great just the way you are. Oh, and Grant Cardone talks about this all the time. The idea is you can be happy with who you are right now, but you need to be going a bit beyond that. You need to have a vision to say, okay, I'm grateful for what I have right now, for who I am right now, but I don't want to stay where I'm at this moment. I don't want to be at this same place in 2 years, in 5 years, or 10 years from now. So what can I do? Well, it's important for you to be grateful and knowing that if you go and do something else, try something new, have some successes, some failures. At the end, you will have tried something new. And guess what? You might actually learn something new and be, guess what? Even more grateful for what you have. So I think that's why people, when you are, people are focusing on their comfort zone, where they are, what they like, and it's easy not to try something new because people forgot to actually appreciate where they're at. And when you try something new and you succeed, you say, okay, I wanted to try something and actually get it through. And guess what? I failed so many times. For example, when it was in university, actually, I failed twice the same course and I succeeded on the third time. Why? Because it was a physical chemistry. Nothing in that course was actually getting in. I finally got it done. But it's interesting. I did a lot of failures before I could actually get to the point where I succeeded. Was it the end of the world? No. Did it cost money? Yes. On the other hand, these are little successes that helps us in the long run. And the next thing I would like to share with you about gratefulness is about the Movement Makers, that the movement that Evan Carmichael is doing. So the Movement Makers include people such as Zendeman. Indeed, there's Evan Carmichael at the head of this. There's also Terry Thompson, there's Bonnie, Bosch Notion. There is Lady Lexi, Mary, Kay Francine. There's a lot of amazing people. And guess what? I'm looking forward to meet more of them through these IG Live where we can collaborate. Because you know what? Every time you have a new conversation with a new person, every time you learn something new, it might in some ways make you grow as a person. Sometimes it does hurt because it hits the nerves and you say, I don't know if I wanted to hear that. But guess what? We are always growing from any interaction we have with people. And we have to be grateful of that. 2021, families are getting smaller. We are in different places in the world. And it's much harder to keep relationships going. Whereas with the internet, with Instagram, YouTube, Discord for the Movement Maker, what happens is we are getting closer even though we're far apart. Actually, I might put in the description the link to the, I'm going to ask permission first to Evan to see if I can put the link to the Movement Makers Discord so that some of you may want to go in and join us. That's a great idea. So it is that time in the video where I'm going to ask you to do something. This is a call to action. And my call to action is for you in your personal journal to outline what you are grateful for. So I want you to find something about being grateful about yourself. I also want you to find something, and look at these branches. I'm trying to go against the wind because it's very windy today. And so I want you to think about something you're grateful about yourself. I want you to find something you're grateful about your family or people close to you, your relationships. I want you to find something to be grateful for with your life, what you are spending your time in helping others. And I'm not saying that you need to be grateful to help 1 million people. I want you to think about, is there a way for you to be grateful for helping that one person you did yesterday? You held the door to someone. You paid it forward where you went to the coffee shop and you paid for the coffee for the person after you. These are all possibilities. And the reason is once you realize that you can do a little, look at this, a little gesture of gratefulness, you'll notice that the first time it may be hard, but the second time will be easier. So I want you to write in the comments below, what are the things you're grateful for yourself, for your family, and for your work. Once you've done that, I actually want you to figure out, okay, what's the next step? Because I want you to feel grateful, to be grateful for one more thing today for yourself. I also want you to be grateful for one more thing for you, for your family. And I want you to be grateful for one more thing for your occupation or what you do for the environment. So here we have a lot of noise. I think it's a little critter that is it's a whole bunch of little birds. That's exciting. So I want you to find the time to spend time for yourself. Feel grateful. It does take time. Sometimes you might not feel it right away. But once you sit, you reflect, you notice there's at least one thing you can be grateful for. And that one thing will go to second, will go to a third, and this will most likely snowball. So you can have a list of things. It won't happen overnight. Try to be grateful for one thing today, then try for 2 tomorrow, and so on. I believe in you. Take action, and guess what? Once you decide that you want to become a better person, once you decide you want to make the world a better place, I do believe that you can achieve that. So take care of yourself, and I'll put a link here on the side on the next video for you to reflect on the fact that resilience is not that easy, and I want to see you there.